Okay, sketching our first polynomial graph. First off, we notice that this is of the form, or the y equals x to the fifth family. We don't really care about anything beyond that. Because it's a positive x to the fifth, we know that our graph is going to look something like this. Starting it down at the bottom left and going up to the top right, the ends will point in opposite directions, and notice I gave that 4 turning points or 4 vertices there. Now when I go to factor this function, I have y equals x to the fourth factoring out times x minus 2, and that tells me I'm going to have zeros at 0 and at 2. 0 has an even multiplicity since it shows up 4 times. 2 has an odd multiplicity because it only shows up once. Therefore, we know the graph is going to touch and turn around at 0, but it will cross through at 2. Now let's put all these things together here. 0 and 2 will be my x-intercepts. I know the graph is going to go down, down, down on the left, and it's going to go up, up, up on the right. And in the middle here, it's going to touch and turn around, and then it's going to go back up. Now the question is, we don't know how far down that goes, and so that would be something we'd have to use an XY chart on. And if you do a quick XY chart and try substituting in 1, you get -1 as the output, which is right what I've got there. Let's try -1. We get -3 as an output, so right around here, maybe I should have drawn that curve like that instead. Ignore that one. And that would be our quick sketch of the graph. For this next problem, we see y equals x to the fourth. That y equals x to the fourth tells me we're going to have kind of the W shape of a graph. I'm going to factor this function, dividing out an x squared, leaving me with x squared minus x minus 6. That factors one more time into x minus 3 and x plus 2. We have zeros located at 0, 3, and -2. The first one has an even multiplicity because of that x squared, so the graph will touch the x-axis at 0, but it's going to cross through at the other 2 points. So let's take this information and use it to help our graph. Here's 0, -2, and 3. We know that our graph is going to be a W shape. It's going to start up top, it's going to come on down and cross through. It's going to come back up and turn around there at 0. It's going to go down, and then it's going to come back up and go up, 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 away. So that's kind of a starting point here. The question is, does it turn around like that, or does it go down super far and then come back? We don't know how far it's going to go down on either one of those sides, and that's where an XY chart is going to come into play. If we substitute in -1, our output is -4. So -1, -4 is right about there. If we substitute in 1, we get -6 coming out, so right about there. And 2 is -16, which is way off of our grid. Now, we do not know if our graph comes down and hits right there and goes back up, or maybe it's going down further and it just hits this -4 value on the way back up. We'd have to plot more points to get more information on that. I think this right-hand side is going to go way, way, way down to -16 and then come back up and be rather steep. These are not parabolas, and we don't have any mirror images or any type of symmetry that's necessarily going to occur on either side of that center vertex.